This is The Talk Nation. Let's dive into the thrilling world of international trade. Okay, it may be not so thrilling for some, but trust me, this stuff affects all of us. Let's start with the basics. Tariffs. Picture this. You're trying to sell your delicious homemade cookies in another country. Seems simple, right? But wait, that country slaps a tariff, basically a tax, on your cookies, making them way more expensive. That's a high tariff, often used as a form of protectionism, shielding their own cookie industry from your superior baking skills. Now, imagine you're feeling a tad vengeful about it, and who wouldn't be with all those unsold cookies? So, you decide to hit back with a reciprocal tariff on something they're trying to sell to you. Suddenly, it's a full-blown trade war, with tariffs flying back and forth like dough in a food fight. That's not fun. Then there's the utopian ideal of free trade, where no tariffs exist, and everyone's just happily trading cookies and whatever else they fancy. I like that idea, but as with most things in life, it's a bit more complicated than that. The United States has been running a bit of a trade deficit lately, kind of like when you eat more cookies than you sell. In 2024 alone, that deficit hit a record $1.2 trillion. A big chunk of that comes from our friends in Mexico, Canada, and China, who are selling us a whole lot more than we're selling them. Take Mexico, for example. They've got some pretty sweet deals on things like cars and avocados. We Americans can't resist a good guacamole, so we keep buying, and the deficit grows. It's a similar story with Canada, except they've got maple syrup and their politeness is quite charming. And then there's China, the elephant in the room, or should I say the dragon in the factory. They've become the go-to for all sorts of goods, from electronics to those little plastic toys you find in cereal boxes. We buy, they sell, the trade imbalance continues. It isn't fair to Americans. President Donald Trump isn't exactly known for his patience, especially when it comes to what he sees as unfair trade deals. He's a firm believer in the America First philosophy, which in this case means using tariffs as a way to protect American jobs and industries. So, what's he done? Trump has increased or slapped tariffs on goods from China, Mexico, Canada, and others to encourage American companies to produce those goods here in the U.S. He's also threatened to impose even more tariffs if those countries don't play ball and reduce their own tariffs on U.S. goods. The goal? To level the playing field and reduce that pesky trade deficit. But some experts argue that these tariffs could actually backfire, leading to higher prices for consumers and retaliation from other countries. It's a high-stakes game of economic chess, and the jury's still out on whether Trump's tactics will pay off. So, where do we go from here? Will we see a future of free trade, with goods flowing freely across borders? Or are we headed for a world of trade wars, with countries locked in a constant battle of tariffs and retaliation? It's really anyone's guess. The global economy is a complex and ever-changing beast. What works today might not work tomorrow. One thing's for sure, though. Trade is essential to economic growth, and finding the right balance between protecting domestic industries and fostering international cooperation is crucial. So, the next time you're enjoying a cheap avocado or admiring your new Chinese-made smartphone, spare a thought for the intricate web of tariffs, trade deals, and economic policies that made it all possible. And for some odd reason, I want a cookie.